Hello everyone, this is Greyshot 117 here, bringing you a Company of Heroes 2 replay brought to you by myself, of course. If you'd like to send in a replay, you can do so via my Facebook channel or my email, which both can be located on my YouTube site. But anyway, in the meantime, I do have an awesome game for you guys. So send me that replay, and maybe the next replay that I show will be yours. So yeah. So it's me, we have Moonman, who is a friend of Child Puncher Yavert. Once again, he's serving a sentence of... Again, the judge said he had to say why, I guess what crime he did on all accounts. Judging because he threatened to kill an Xbox, went to his house and beat him up. So of course that's why his name is Child Yavert. Of course that's 100% true, I wouldn't make things up. And then of course my brother. Anyway, we look at the enemy team. We actually are versing a clan. We have F13 Storm, F13 Jack, vote Bernie 2016. I'm going to guess Bernie Sanders. To be fair, at least he's not pleading the fifth, unlike another candidate in the Democratic nomination. Or, no, I'm sorry, that was, oh, here, spoiler, her assistant pled the fifth on emails. Yeah, look up Clinton's campaign. It's going great. It's going so great that a person not even running for presidency is beating her. That's how great it is. The Major and Perfect Tommy. Actually, speaking of, I'm sorry, not to go off topic, but while the game's getting started, speaking of the, I guess the whole presidential nomination, I know it's way too far out to really figure, but goddamn, still 17 candidates. The GOP, actually, the GOP just had their, I guess, quote-unquote debate with 11 candidates, and that was great, because it's like, what's Trump gonna say next? And honestly, if it keeps going at its current rate, I see Trump and Sanders going at it. And if you look at their platforms, they're not all that different. We look here, Moonman's getting up close. Pioneers trying to take out the conscripts that are, of course, as you can see here, being pinned by the MG. Now, of course, we do have some other guys here. Bernie, sorry, Jack, I'm going to call him Jack. Jack trying to do a nice flank, along with Bring More Men, trying to take out the MG, but the MG is pretty much not caring because the Pioneers right there preventing them from moving up. MG's getting in the building, so pretty good for him. Look over here, we can see my brother pushing up, again with lots of troops. Certain Pioneers charging the infantry section. We have a lot of infantry coming through here. We have an MG kind of blocking this way as well. And the Vickers does a lot against the Kubel, so especially with the normal, actually two Vickers, holy crap, he's spamming MGs. The Kubel doesn't stand a chance. It's a nice anti-Kubel method. I'm going for mid. Have my Kubel here. Certain Pioneers getting up close, knocking that guy out. We have an MG right here. I'm like, oh shoot, what am I supposed to do? Because again, can't get up close when MG suppressing. Luckily, these two infantry sections did get pushed back by my Sturms. Again, he kept like moving around here. Just make sure that you get him close, so you get in the building or something like that. That's always helpful. MG's in here. You throw a Molotov cocktail, which is why he got out. Pretty smart. That way he doesn't take damage. He's going to fall back. MG's now repositioning. Grenadiers now pushing up. And we can see here that overall he's doing a pretty good job of holding his own. Although it looks like they have an No? Moonman has an MG. That's right. We look here. Bring up for Ken Warfer. You're wondering why? Well, it's very simple. Oh, wait. Fuck. Moonman. Hold on. Is Paz. Isn't it Paz? I swear to God, I think this is Paz. I think this is Paz. Anyway, so we look at ranks real quick. Decent ranks. Really good ranks. So before you say that, oh my God, it's another game in which you're playing a game and they have lower ranks or something like that and they lose, you can't state that because and I'm not saying they lose, but they definitely have a higher rank. So right now the advantage is on them. We look here, of course, no one's taking mid. I'm just trying to hold. I'm waiting. I have my guy camouflaged here. So that way if they bring up a UC carrier, which I'm expecting they would because they're British, that they will push up. We switch back over. We see the two OKW and two Wehrmacht versing two British and two Soviet players. It's actually a good combo. I've seen that happen with either two British and either it switches between two Soviet players or two American players. Unless it's a 3v3, then I see one of each. But it seems like people really, really enjoy using the British comparative to another faction within the Allies, not having both allies. You can see here, unfortunately, that they have so many forces. My brother had to be pretty much pull back his forces. He has Ken Warfer there in case he send up some type of tank of some sort, but he's definitely being pushed back here for the meantime. I'm trying to just do something with mid. Unfortunately, my Volk squads at point blank are just not doing well against these Royal Engineers. And we can see here why. Their guns are close range. Mine are meant for medium range, so they're going to do better. So, yeah. That's what happened right there. Man. Forget how good this game looks sometimes when just looking straight down. Maybe it's just an angle I don't look at very much. Maybe I'll do this from now on. And then maybe you guys will signal comments, hate that, and I'll never do it again. Anyway, we look here. I move up with Stern Pioneers trying to clear out. Because, again, the Stern Pioneers are better at close range that can help clear this area out. Let's see. It looks like he was trying to clear some mines. Because, again, Soviet players love to place mines. Because, again, there's only 30. Unless you're a Wehrmacht or American, you don't have mines. Wehrmacht is more expensive. You can place mines everywhere. And you can see a mine there. Mine there. Yeah, that's why he's a minesweeper. I'm assuming maybe put a mine there. Or here. Who knows? Unfortunately, they're pushing through this way, so I fall back. That heat-seeking AT grenade for the win. Just too much. Molotov cocktail, I'm going to retreat. I will retreat. Wow, do I really not retreat for that? There we go. Right through the fire again. Pro team right there. And what am I going to do? Well, first I'm going to make sure this guy doesn't die, which somehow he manages not to do. But anyway, I went medic. I don't normally... Oh, wait, wow, wrong thing. So I don't normally go medic, but I did go medic. That way I could try it out. And the reason I did... Wait, did I go medic? No, fuck. I'm sorry, mechanic. There. I'm so stupid right now. I literally just had to do a law paper. It was really taxing. Anyway, mechanized. I go mechanized. And I usually go mechanized. I'm thinking of another game I just had on this map. The reason I go mechanized is very simple. Of course, they have a lot of Soviets and a lot of British. But I'm like, okay, what's a good thing to counter, like, mass blobs infantry? Stuka. That's what's good. And we can see here, this is the bullshit my brother's currently dealing with. Bunker, or emplacement, MG. My brother is going to have to really get a lot of artillery to bust the British and get them out of here. Look here, my brother tried to, like, block, I guess, their path in. He went medic. That's what I think I was trying to reference to. He went medic, and he got himself a support gun. That's really good at helping kill these encampments. Because it has explosive. We can see here. Barrage. And, again, it can just fire upon area, do pretty well. And as we can see here, the charge rounds. More events than the high explosive. You could do a little bit more against these emplacements, so that could help. Again, you have to make sure they don't encamp, but hey, whatever. We have a scout car here trying to push back those conscripts. He has to watch out. They do have AT grenades, so he has to stay a little farther back. Honestly, if these things could charge and throw an AT grenade, it would only take like 1 or 2 AT grenades to really cripple this thing. Anyway, look here. Still at mid. Trying to put something down here again with my brother. Here's the thing, though, and I'm going to go over doctrines. They are British, so the worst case scenario is the Commando Regiment. Because, again, the Commando Regiment, and we can see here, the dreaded Beaufort, destroying the infantry. Again, this thing will kill your infantry left and right. It's not even funny how quickly this thing will murder your infantry. My brother's trying to bring up a Verkehrtenwerfer, but it murders the Verkehrtenwerfer in 2 seconds. Man, I love this game sometimes. Anyway, placing a mine, why not? But their defensive line here, they really need some artillery. You can see here the sport gun's nice, just hitting it. But what he's doing is suppressing fire, which is going to, I believe, hit here. Yep, there it is, hitting the mortar. So he can do a little bit of damage, possibly kill it, and at least make it retreat. I'm trying to recapture mid. That's my goal. You see here, Paz is doing a pretty good job at locking down this sector. MG is guarding his flank. And we have another MG here, and a third MG, because why the fuck not? At least this one has armor-piercing rounds, so if they bring in a vehicle, that's going to be very detrimental. Scout cars will instantly die against it, so that's really, really good. They are actually putting a lot of munitions and fuel, which is also really good for them, because that allows a more munitions-heavy equipment, such as, Sturmovik strikes, maybe repaired, that's Jack did. Overall, that's because of armored assault. Pretty good doctrine. You get the IS-2. Really good tank, along with T-3045s. The upgraded version of the T-34-76 with the better gun and slightly better armor. You see your support gun trying to kill it. The nice thing is he can encamp. He can stop it, but that's going to prevent it from firing. And if the support guns continuously hit it, that'll just slowly weaken over time. The issue is the support gun is, of course, you know, it can fire long range, but these mortars can fire equally the same range. So it can start hitting this location. What unfortunately the mortar doesn't have is this medical HQ, which he's not targeting. So my brother can keep firing those support guns consistently. Even with this mortar, the mortar, it is not a factor. The mortar is not white phosphorus or fire or something like that. They don't have to worry about, you know, they have to worry about this thing dying. The support guns, though, they don't. And we can see here, the reason that happened is Child Puncher. Child Puncher went the ultimate FU to the British encampments, which is having a doctrine that has a mortar half-track, because that allows fire to burn the encampments, which is OP as fuck. They might be patching that, but we will see what happens. We can see here, Kubel cannot stand up to the mighty AT grenade. Just cannot. Just cannot. Mortar half-track still firing, but the conscripts try to push in to kill it. Unfortunately, heavy resistance stopped their progress, although they have more troops coming in. Man, conscripts just love to flood the area. We see here that they sent in a Cromwell. However, they didn't expect a mine in that location, and they also didn't expect Panzerschreck forces, along with a Verketenwerfer, which I love. I love using the thing. Anyway, with that, we were able to push back this Cromwell, which came in, and the British player right here doesn't have all that much, but he is upgrading his men with better equipment, which is the negative. The Soviet player, unfortunately, has a half-track, which is great against infantry. However, once upgraded, it cannot do really anything. Again, it can't heal your men. But that doesn't matter because the quad will absolutely pulverize the men. Any infantry pushing up. I have a Stuka right here. We're going to do a close-range Stuka strike, if possible, on the enemy, of course. The reason is that way I can do a lot of damage. Moving through the Volk, trying to kill the Cromwell. I thought he wouldn't repair it, but then I saw them like, fuck that, I'm not going to deal with it. Threw a grenade though, at the infantry being, you know, trying to heal it. I'm like, okay, so maybe I can't I can't kill this, but I can at least stop them from repairing it, giving more time. The Major, on the other hand, he is going SU-76s for artillery. Again, they both are good at anti-tank, with really good abilities versus medium armor with anti-tank abilities. Also, they have a really nice artillery ability, which is free of charge for this unit, and can devastate anything pretty much within medium range. Not the same length as an artillery piece that you can build yourself, or possibly a Katusha. Again, the artillery is based on doctrine, but it's still a really nice ability to have in combo. And we can see here that he's starting to do something which I like to call the SU-76 spam. Also, the fire, in case you're wondering, the one thing that makes it not as OP as you may think is it's not really accurate, so it does have a tendency to miss its target, which is one positive, except, you know, missing your target is my point of negative. But you can see a scout car moving up. They have really no AT defenses, no Bofer that can easily wipe this thing off the map. So they're pretty much just going to focus their attention and kill this, which is the smart thing to do. Neutralize that forward post, get rid of it, remove it, and then, of course, win the game. Unfortunately, the SU-76s are like, F you, we're going to take you out. And then the conscript's like, hey, AT grenade, murder you. But at least it got to a weak enough point where the support gun should... I guess my brother lost the other. Should start hampering and should start hurting it. I have a Verketenwerfer here, help with AT. And I have a Verketenwerfer in mid as well. I'm sorry, support gun. I got a support gun. I have another Verketenwerfer. Where is this damn thing? Oh, I got pushed back. And the infantry just saw it and I had to retreat it. Anyway, a support gun to help kill infantry. We have an Ostwind, which is pretty good. Helps kill their light vehicles. And actually, this Ostwind can kill that AA gun. Again, both are AA guns, except this one doesn't really have the armor of the Ostwind, nor has the firepower, which is nice. Let's look over doctrines, shall we? We look here. There's air resupply operation. We'll drop medical and weapon supply crates. Like so. Yeah, you can get a quarter pounder. 150 freaking munitions. I call that a really good deal. Anyway, this is part of the Tactical Support Regiment. This is actually a doctrine. This is the only British doctrine I don't have. I don't really have any personal experience with this. That's why I kind of left it out of the British how-to video. Because again, if I haven't played with it, I'm not going to comment on it. We see a nice push here. Lots of guys. You have minesweepers, I guess, try to deal with that, any mines and stuff like that. They don't know about my Verketenwerfer. And also, of course, you can activate armor-piercing rounds, which would do a lot more against this infantry, stuff like that. We do have a second Cromwell moving up, so that could be a huge negative. And he is Katushaing this area, trying to get rid of the MGs and stuff. I'm keeping my Verketenwerfer there, because I'm like, I don't give a fuck. I'm going to keep this thing here to help hold back that tanks. Because, again, if they push up, That's a huge detriment, and the tanks could use, but at least the idea of AT guns are keeping it back. Plus, they camouflage it so they can't see it unless they get really, really close. Support gun, hurting it. Oswind, help suppress, help kill the infantry. Moving up AT gun, a huge push, honestly. Luckily, I have my Stuka right here. I have my Stuka. Real quick, on the right side, they are trying to counterattack, but my brother and also Yavert are trying to do a large counterattack themselves, so it's a nice battle going on over here, or over there. Use artillery, hit quite a lot of their tanks and infantry. Doesn't necessarily kill a lot of their stuff, but it does do some serious damage and pushes them back. I did lose a lot of forces myself, judging because of the fact, you know, I'm not going to retreat it, and he did lose his Oswind, but at least that did enough damage to hit for him to be like, fuck this, and move back his Cromwells, so that's a positive note. Move it over my Verkenwerfer for extra AT. Move it over my Volks as a flank. That way we can try to do some more damage against these guys. Although we do have a MG in here. And unfortunately I was about to upgrade my Panzer Strike. And I'm like, okay, let me throw a grenade. That grenade did shit. Alright, let me throw another one. Let me cancel. Oh, I can't cancel it. Okay, whatever. With all this moving in, I'm like, okay, let me do the smart thing and fall back. And again, if you're wondering, oh my god, Greyshot, you have to go all the way back to your base. No, not really. They just go here. They just go here. Because I had a forward retreat point, which is really, really nice, so they just retreat here. And in the meantime, getting more Volk squads, that way I can resupply my side. We look on the right with my brother and Yavert, we can see a Churchill. Really heavy armor, great against infantry. What it lacks, however, is speed and armor-piercing rounds. It can do it's like a T-34-76. It can get some nice shots off, but it doesn't really have a really great armor-piercing rounds or really high-velocity rounds that could do as much as, let's say, a Panther would. Or a T-34-85 would. Now the Panther's just going to be like, hey dude, what's up? And chase down this Churchill. That being said, the heavy armor does help deflect rounds. But as you can see here, the Panther's front armor is also really good. We do have a mine. That's unfortunately stopping the Panther. And another mine. This guy loves his mines. Again, right here and here. And another one. I think that's another one. Yeah, that's another one. Really smart. Because again, if he sends a lot of infantry through here, what's going to happen is, you know, boom, 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 he loses half his infantry force going through the forest, and that's, again, really, really smart. Volk squad's moving up, trying to push back the SU-76s. You wonder why? That way they can try to get the Panther out of there in one piece. Another Stuka strike going off, trying to push back the infantry. Large blob, as we can see here. Nice area of effect, killing quite a bit of infantry, though we do have a lot of Cromwells moving up. What they don't know is I have a Verkenwerfer, 2 AT forces, and my Panzer headquarters, which shoots rounds. Verkenwerfer hits them, causing serious damage, along with, again, a Pack 40 over here. And we were able to easily kill one and substantially injure the other, pushing their armor back and doing a fatal blow to their armored push. That being said, also we can see a bunch of, I guess, random stuff scattered about from the infantry that died earlier, which, again, if we can pick that up, that would be huge, huge for us. And also, if you say, you know, MG spamming, they have so much infantry that you kind of need to have double MGs to hold back this much infantry. And being vetted up really helps, because, again, that helps with suppression and having special abilities that can help hold them back. Yeah, we did lose... Wait, Panzers? Is that a T-34? Am I crazy, or is that just a T-34? Yeah, it was a T-34-45 that came around here. I think by this guy. He sent T-30-45 around. I'm like, alright, free fuel. OKW, dead tank is your best friend, because you can get fuel. Anyways, look at all their doctrines, shall we? Of course, we have Commando Regiment, as I said earlier, the thing that most Axis players fear most because of the airstrike. Sturmovik strike coming in, just doing a fatal blow to a lot of those support weapons. This one needs to fall back now. Being honest, I'm going to try to grab that MG. Whatever reason, it would not allow me to pick it up. I think half my Volk squads were left behind. Yeah, here they are. This is my Volk squads. They're stuck behind here. For whatever reason, they reinforce here and they can't get out. So I'm like, great. So I'm waiting this whole time to click this unit, and half the squad is not even there. It says 5, but they're not even there. So stupid. So really, really stupid. The Allies did a nice push here with the Churchill and the SU-76s, pushing my brother and Yavert back, although we still have mid. Mid is really uncontested right now, although we do have a recon plane. I assume that's a recon plane. Let's see, who does that belong to? The British. Yes, the British. I'm guessing it was from a command vehicle? Hold on. F-Storm. Did he make a observation? He made something a command vehicle. Did he make a command? I'm trying to find it because, again, with this doctrine, you can make yourself forward observation post, but I can't find it anywhere. Usually it would have flags or something to remark. Like, somewhere you figure it would have something that would, like, show, like, hey, this is the building that I'm using as a forward HQ, but there's nothing here. Maybe we went with the command, like, making something a command vehicle? Like, again, this is a command vehicle. And as you can see here, it gets a recon air support, which is really nice. But I can't find anything for that, so I assume they're kind of like cooperate with each other, but I don't know. My opinion, that's kind of stupid. If that, like, it would each one, like, but whatever. Anyway, we have a Cromwell, once again, repaired on the front lines. Whatever. Can't really, we need some better armor to fight that. I'm like, okay, Greyshot 117, what are you getting for armor? Well, as you can see here, I'm saving up fuel for a King Tiger. Because we need something that's good against infantry and armor. And the King Tiger is the best thing for both. Because again, you may be saying, oh, why don't you get a Panther? Well, they're sending a lot of infantry forces and also armor. So it's like, okay, I need, but they're more reliant on infantries. And a Panzer IV is good, but I need something that can go toe-to-toe with the Cromwell. And that's not necessarily the case. King Tiger can definitely do that. Panther's still on the, I guess, doing its thing. Okay, so I'm going to click on this guy. He has 5 SU-76s. Alright. Alright. I'm just noting that. I'll state why I know that later. Tiger's up on the field. We can see here, again, that's Moonman, Spearhead. Again, they both went the same doctrine, Spearhead. That's become, like, actually, right now with the British, a really popular doctrine just to help counter the British. King Tiger's great, just heavy armor. The Recon's great. Smoke is good for getting out of the Fireflies, like, range. Because, again, if you can... The Firefly is such range that you need to, like, you can't just run away. You have to make sure you obscure it somehow, and the smoke is great for that. And, of course, Mortar Half Track is great against bunker emplacements. My brother and I really haven't picked anything yet. And the Major went NKVD rifle distribution. I find this really weird. Because... maybe it's just because he's going conscripts. I mean, you can see what we have. I mean, that's good for him, whatever. But, I don't know. I just don't... I mean, his whole strategy is something like... I don't really see that much of. I have no idea if this works or not. I also find it weird he has 400 munitions and none of his infantry are upgraded. You figure you would upgrade that with, like, Hazard or flamethrowers. An engineer army with flamethrowers is something I never want to face. That is a very easy strategy. It's like Great Echelon when you give them bazookas and bars. Engineers with flamethrowers is something I never want to verse. We can also see here there's, like, this red, like, on this mini-map you see, like, the 3 red lines, like a crosshair, like my logo. If you see that, get the fuck out. Because something is coming into that area. It's either bombs, heavy bombers, or typhoons. In this case, it's not the heavy bombers. It's the, actually, what is that? In this case, it was artillery cover? No, it can't. Maybe it was artillery cover. Maybe. I'm actually curious, because again, I don't know this doctrine, so maybe that did cause the effect. Because again, the effect would be 3 crosshairs. Like, it would be like, again, it's like, oh my god, there's, like, that symbolizes bombers coming in. And again, if there's heavy bombers coming in, you get out because it kills everything. I don't care if you have a King Tiger, it will kill your King Tiger. Which is why you stay out of there. You can see here the recon plane coming in, again, part of that command vehicle. Right now, they do have an IS-2, which is also bad. However, we can see here, I have a King Tiger, which is really good. I also have a 2-star Stuka, which is, you know, pretty good for right now. We also have my brother kind of refocusing his forces at mid, because Yavr's kind of holding this area pretty well. And right now, mid is key, and then holding this point's key. I tried to go behind their lines and find their Katusha, but they found me out, and I didn't want them to easily mow down my forces, so I did retreat. Because the last thing you want is to run into a blob right next to Katusha. Because, again, you can fight the Katusha. That's whatever. Also, IS-2 going in for the flank and ended up getting flanked. Pretty funny. Firefly again right here. Smoke, most likely. Get out of there. Or just blitz out of there. King Tiger owning the IS-2. And now just helping hold that key support. Because again, the last thing we want is the allies just swarm through this direction and just overtake our flank. Hold your flanks. That's very key. So again, having such a heavy vehicle, they can't bust through that very easily. They need a large concentrated force. And if they do that, yeah, they could bomb rush it. But the King Tiger's so strong, it can hold its own for a few extra seconds than a Panther would. That would allow us to move our armor and infantry over to assist. Multiple Volk squads, as you can see, trying to hold this flank. Unfortunately, mine are at cover, kind of need to move into cover. They also upgrade with LMGs and bars, which is, no, I'm sorry, LMGs and I think, sorry, they're Brens and Piats. Do they have Piats or, no, they're just LMGs. I'm sorry, not, yeah, they're just Brens. That, I mean, that helps with firepower. Wait, is that Bren? I'm so stupid right now. I'm assuming that's the Bren. I think that's the Bren. Hold on, let me go to the other British player. Yeah, those are the... Wait, yeah, that's the Bren. These are... Okay, so we can see here he has these upgraded Royal Engineers. That's because they're heavy engineers. That's because he went Anvil, which allows him to Churchill. So, if you see that they have a Churchill, they're not going to get a Comet. And if they have a Comet, they're not going to get a Churchill. Good way to determine it. And then, of course, you can determine, like, okay, if they went Anvil, they're going to have Advanced Warning. They're going to have Airburst Shells, which are good against armor. And they're going to have, of course, the Heavy Engineers. We can see here that Paz, I really hope this is Paz. Strangelove, whatever. Pushing up forces, trying to take this point. We have to do smoke here, which assume that there's some type of artillery about to come down. If you see red smoke, usually that's their artillery from their base coming in. And that's their airburst. Helps... that's because of Anvil. Helps better against infantry. Also helps against blinding tanks. A lot of armor right here from the British player. And one of them has rockets. Rockets are really good against just any emplacements or heavy armor. We also have my brother coming in for the flank thinking, I'm going to kill the Katusha. Walks into 2 Fireflies. It's like, oh my god. My brother went Special Operations. That helps give recon and a Command Panther. And of course, did I pick something yet? No, I have not picked anything yet. Tip, I'm going to go Elite Armor. And it's going to scare you in a second what I'm about to do with Elite Armor. We can see here there's a push here with a Churchill, but the Tiger's just like, hello, Churchill, I'm going to eat you for breakfast. Yeah, and the Churchill shell-shocked, making it unable to move. Tiger's going to get another shot in and should kill it, I assume. Nope, miss. I think it's going to... Yeah, he escapes. Good for him. Good for him. Anyway, what's the plan here? Well, first off, we have to somehow defeat this allied incursion in this area. Once we do that, that's pretty much the major foothold. This is like the camping spot, quote-unquote. And the entire, pretty much their, our left flank or their right flank will be easily taken over. What's the problem? Well, this guy... Oh my god, this guy has 800 munitions for the British. Again, if you're British... Fuel's important, but munitions seems to be something that people like to go. And that way they can get their airstrikes and better abilities. Again, I've noticed that the British have a lot of awesome abilities that they can call on. Anyway, as you can see here, I kind of push up, trying to decap as many points as possible. That way it could circle around, but then I'm like, okay, let me just cause as much havoc. If I can try to relieve some pressure off here, that could be really helpful. Stuka coming in again. I'm trying to like, okay, this MG is being a pain. Well, let me deal with the MG. Almost kills it. Not necessarily all that. Unfortunately, my Verkanwerfer, or that Verkanwerfer just bit the dust, but whatever. Still alive. Can easily reman it. Look over here, though. This is the scary part. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 SU-76s. Alright? You may be telling yourself, that's not too bad. It's just a bunch of lightly armored medium tank. I mean, it's not that bad. Well, yeah, 1 or 2 is bad, but then you get enough, and it's called SU-76 spam, and that can be very deadly. Stuka, no Panzer for close range, I guess trying to kill some infantry. That's, I don't know. That's very risky, because you have to make sure you hit that area. Luckily, they have enough AT forces that easily kill the unit. I think this was the Firefly, if I had to assume. Oh, hear the bomb strike. Yeah, Yabert was like, what? What bomb strike? And then this thing comes in, it's like, oh my god. Yeah, Yabert was very lucky. You can see the red arrows that were, like, I guess the red lines that were just there. The bombs will help clear the area, but luckily that was a bad strike. What do I mean by bad strike? You want to angle it so that way your forces can cover the area of, like, in the engagement, but the bombs come in during the retreat area. That way, if the bombs are coming in the area of action, that's actually detrimental because A, you can hit your own forces, and B, if the enemy just pulls out of the engagement, all you're doing is possibly hurting your own men. And then they just move in once the bombs are done. If you force them to either, I'm going to stay in this engagement and take light damage from the bombs and fight your forces, or I have to retreat and risk losing their men on the retreat, force them to engage, them knowing they're going to lose all their forces in the battle because they can't fight your men because you have too many men. They retreat and lose all their forces retreating, and either way you clear it. I mean, if you truly think you can win the battle, it's best to put your forces in, make the retreat point of the area just behind their lines, the area where the bombs come in, and that way when you win, if you win, they either get killed by all your units or get killed in the retreat by all the bombs. It's that simple. Anyway, as you can see, Paz is pretty much forcing. I have my Vulcanburg here just as a nice precursor, just in case they come in from a flank. King Tiger's being healed in the meantime because I'm just like, yeah, I took some serious damage from some Firefly stuff like that. Need to fall back. Also, the Stuka Fire, not as effective as it once was. I'm being honest right now. The patch kind of, I guess the recent update kind of screwed it over. Because I remember the fire being way more, like, prevalent, way, pretty much a larger effect, and it just did absolutely nothing. I'm like, great. Tiger coming in on the flank, trying to fight that Centaur. Again, Centaur's a really good AA vehicle for the British. Does a lot of against, it can destroy light armor and hurt infantry of any type. I've seen it just walk up to a pack and own a pack. Anyway, we can see here that now the red lines are coming in, so we tell Paz knows to get the fuck out of there, which he's doing right now, because again, the bombs are coming in, and he has to fall back because again, all these bombs start coming in. But luckily, he just pulled out of the area, and he didn't really lose all that many men. On the other hand, now the British are taking that time to push their forces up and try to use that to move around their... Okay. Whatever. Anyway, I put fire down in an effort to stop them from capturing the point. Actually does quite a bit of damage. Kills one infantry squad. I'll take that as a positive. And now they're trying to push up with all the armor in this direction. I find it weird that they're pushing this way. But whatever. Again, we have a nice cluster bomb coming in there, brought to you by Moodman. That stuns a lot of their vehicles, which is good because, again, they're pushing up with most of their tanks right now, and a lot of their armor is still back. So this allows us time to engage these two units without worrying about the rest of the armor for a short period of time. That being said, we have a PAX moving in. We have AT forces. My Stuka is now 4 stars, which, again, that's why he's able to do Incendiary. And I have a, let's see, Panther on the right for my brother, and, of course... for Kenworth coming up. Love it. And my King Tiger and a Sturm Tiger moving up. I think my other Sturm Tiger died while charging. Again, Sturm Tigers can take a lot of hits, but the Firefly is like the ultimate exception because god damn can it kill a Sturm Tiger really quick if you have enough. And they had enough. They have 2. So, I mean, I think they had 2. They had at least 1 plus other 4. Oh no, you know why? He had the missiles. You having rockets, that can definitely help change the tide. Another Stuka coming in, try to do a little bit of damage. King Tiger, again, trying to let my infantry move up and then move up my King Tiger because I'm like, oh no. Sturm Tiger trying to get a shot off. Hurt that Firefly. Firefly is pulling back though. I'm like, shoot. And they also have flares coming in so they can see everything, all we have. A lot of artillery, a lot of damage on our men. Try to hit the Firefly, pulls out the last second. I'm like, God dang it, pull back my Sturm Tiger. King Tiger, I'm holding here. But as you can see, that was kind of a decisive victory for them. They did lose quite a few forces, but they did move up and retake that point. And now they're pressing on this area, which is very, very bad for us. Over here, we can see that we have another Panther by Yavert trying to kill this Churchill. And unlike the last Churchill, it looks like this one will die. Another Panzerwerfer hit trying to kill the infantry. Panzerwerfer is kind of iffy. Sometimes it's awesome, but more times than not, it's just not very effective. You know what's also really effective? Verkenwerfers against Fireflies. Nice flank brought to you by myself. To hit the Fireflies, trying to alleviate that pressure from the armor pushing in this way. And with that flank, that helped push their armor back. And without the critical vehicle, they have to pull back a lot of their anti-tank forces. Which means they have to move up more infantry to hold this point. Because again, we have a lot of AT. They have an IS-2 here, which could, easily kill my Verkenwerfers. But that's still engaging anti-tank forces. And it's something that you really, if you don't have to do, you don't want to do. Because it's really iffy, and as you can see here, my Verkenwerfers are actually doing quite a bit of damage. Also tried to do a Stuka shot, tried to, stop them from repairing the IS-2. We have a Firefly over here, along with an SU-76, and now we have more SU-76s. Alright. I also have a ton of manpower right now. We can see also that each of our guys have a ton of men, and while the allies are kind of more spotty. But unlike the allies where this guy's a ton of manpower, but again, he's using it on lighter vehicles, which is why it's not costing all that much. The reason why we're doing, I have so much and I'm not really spending it, is I don't need to. I'm at 97. I have a full army. If I can have reserves, that's the perfect spot I want to be in. If I don't want to send units to their death, that way I can get some new stuff, that's what you want to do. We can also see here a nice little counterattack. Trying to kill some of these SU-76s while they're on the run because they're in that conga line. Luckily, my brother was able to do that, but unfortunately, the more mines. This guy loves placing mines everywhere. Just kind of hampered my brother's ability to really chase them down. However, now he has his own infantry equipped with some weapons stolen by the British, and will be able to really retake this area very shortly. Once his Panther gets healed, Yavert will move up his forces, and that'll really, really help. AT forces on holding the flank. Just in case you move up some Fireflies. Another Stuka coming in, I assume. Yep. Trying to kill their Katyushas. That was my goal. And at least that will either A, force them to retreat, or B, keep them there and, they'll kind of seriously wounded. We have a Vickers machine gun, which is stolen by the British. Once again, that's freaking amazing. Panther, Tiger, King Tiger here to help support. And Sturm Tiger coming back up to the front line after reloading. But yeah, now we have the army of SU-76s coming in, fighting a Panther. And as you can see, this Panther got a crit shot on. I'm guessing it was from a mine retreating. Again, this guy loves his mines. Finally equipped it with flamethrower, so I'll give him something. He finally did something right. But, if you hear a Panzerwerfer shot, move your infantry. Now we have a King Tiger. Luckily, all these shots are bouncing off the front. Also, Stuka kind of missed his mark or whatever. But as you can see here, sometimes spamming that armor, thinking oh my god, I'll pierce everything. It doesn't pierce some of the higher armored stuff. Although the Panther, though, yeah, it's still open. And as you can see, my brother and Yavert lost 2 Panthers, and they still have 6 SU-76s. Luckily, a nice airstrike came in, did a little bit of damage against those SU-76s. But what the SU-70s lack is anti-infantry. Or so you would think. But no, all they do is this arty spam against packs, and this literally will destroy infantry and other stuff coming in. And now Yavert is losing so many men just from 3 arty strikes. Think if he had more. It's there's not much you can really do, and the Sturmvik strike just helps alleviate more of the anti-infantry, which just puts Yavert's entire anti-tank infantry offensive just on hold. We have a T-34-76 trying to be ballsy and try to go in for a flank. That being said, it's not really accomplishing all that much, and the Panther will just out-snipe it and out-gun it. excuse me, the Fireflies can alleviate that, but I mean, that's why we have anti-tank guns. That way when they move up their armor like so, they can shoot. I might be losing my voice. Hold on. So so you may be asking yourself, Greyshot. Well, it seems that it's a stalemate right now on both sides. Well, you would be right. Oh, wait, am I? No, I can't see armor. Okay, I want to really click this one time. Just to show you the fear, like, seeing all these units move across the battlefield is literally like, oh my god, what is going on? Because you see, like, 8 tanks, because they register as tanks, move across the battlefield, they're like, oh my god, what? That's something I don't want to have to deal with. More fire coming down, hurting the AT gun, stuff like that, which is really good for us. Again, demanning it's always great, because it costs more to put another squad in there and reinforce than it would be to... Oh, another bombing strike coming in. You can see here the bombs coming in. You have to evac your men. Because again, the last thing you want is those bombs come in. You can't see the bombers, but they're there. They're there. Oh, plane down. Stern Pioneer's moving up. Yeah, I kind of forgot to retreat him. MG's retreating. Luckily, once again, they kind of missed a vital point, which was my Stern headquarters. They just hit here again. And I feel like they're kind of missing the point of that bombing strike. Sure, they're capitalizing on moving up, but it's not like our men are dead. I mean, most of them. It's just, I don't know, Sturm Tiger moving up, try to shoot. Unfortunately, they kind of de-blobbed him, so I'm like, shoot, how to fall back. Luckily, another Stuka strike coming in. Does quite a bit of damage. Anyway, the point what I'm trying to say is, and to clarify, an AT grenade just throwing as many as they can. Luckily, I'm firing a shot off, trying to hit the stuff over here. It does light damage, but not all that much. I love the IS-2 thinking, I'm going to kill that Sturm Tiger. And he just meets a King Tiger's like, oh, fuck. One-shot the conscript squad. Love it. Love it. Anyway. Firefly showing that they could easily puncture Panther armor, as shown. But yeah, what the British player is lacking is a long, like, lasting damage. That's the big thing. That's the huge thing. And by the way, yes, we are losing on points, which is bad. The big thing is they're not doing critical damage. They're doing light hits, but they're not doing a knockout punch. What they could do is they could do a bombing strike and knock out these headquarters. Alright? Or they could knock out my brother, like a forward post right here. But what they keep doing is... yeah, artillery cover. So again, if they move infantry, artillery helps. But like I said, what they're just lacking is a decisive blow. They're kind of making our forces move, but they're not killing them, which still keeps them in play, which still keeps them as much as a threat as they ever would have been. Also, I want to show, like this, with elite armor, you can detect all the armor on the field. Look at all the tanks just moving through. Like, again, I had asked my brother, like, what is that? Because my fear is like a bunch of T-30-45s or something like that. And he's like, no, that's the SU-76 spam. I'm like, oh. Well, they're heading to your side. And again, if you're, and my brother, at least with the new update, can see that armor movement. So... yeah, that allows him to see, and he's just like, oh my god, that's a lot of tanks. But now they know, it's like, okay, the tanks are on his side now, so if they pushed up with armor, that's a bad call. That's actually the nice thing about elite armor, is just this ability, because then you can detect where their armor is, or where their artillery is, because you're like, oh, okay, they have this stuff in the back, well, that could be the artillery, pop a Fallschirmjäger out and kill it, or maybe we can call an airstrike there, recon, and then kill it that way. Something like that. We can see here that we have something coming down. Perfect, again, perfect example where it's like, okay, we know Katyusha's here, let's call it an airstrike. Luckily, it also helped, you know, neutralize the, oh, nice Stuka strike. Brought to you by myself. Also, kill the engineer squad trying to heal them. MG moving up, just suppressing the infantry trying to hurt the grenadiers. Sturm Tiger and King Tiger moving up along with my Volks. Again, this is time to launch an assault, and I'm definitely trying to do that. Boom, Stuka Strike doing more damage. Sturmovik Strike trying to move in, clear that MG. Sturm Tiger trying to move up. Unfortunately, this is what I mean. Just the... It's like, can I fire this before they kill me? Yes, I can. But they kill it. But at least they killed the Firefly and a good chunk of their infantry. Anyway, trying to move up. Volk Squad's kind of failed in that respect. King Tiger's still on standby. Panther's moving up to kind of help boost all the everything in the area. And for Kenwolf, we're still hitting that. Doesn't necessarily puncture it, but it's still hurting it. Over here, Yavert. Yeah. Having difficulty. He's holding, but yeah, just having difficulty pushing. Luckily, again, able to easily kill that IS-2 with enough AT fire. Just tank falling back thanks to attack/move. For whatever reason. Like, you tell it to attack something and it just, like, stops and then goes for it. It's like, really? Can we fix that relic, please? Lots of infantry, but unfortunately, versing a King Tiger, they do squat because, again, they have anti-infantry weapons. They don't have anti-armor weapons. And even you do need a lot of peons to kill a King Tiger. But still, even having some does help. But since they have nothing, all they're going to do is throw a flare down. Artillery will kind of rain, but as long as they, I mean, it won't do all that much. Tiger and Panther moving up. Again, my brother and them supporting. Try to neutralize a lot of this armor. Luckily, Tiger's like, I'm going to murder you. And then the SU-76s come up and just start unloading onto this Tiger. Tiger's like smoking. But then this thing does this latch ditch attempt. I like the Tiger just like, F you, kill it. Tiger's like, okay, if I'm going down, I'm killing your Katyushas. Kills one Katyusha. And then gets annihilated by the SU-76s. Yeah, Tiger does not have as much, it has less, like, you need less armor penetration to kill it than, say, King Tiger. Because King Tiger has the sloped sides, which makes it very hard to puncture. Look over here. Yavert having some difficulties with his King. Luckily, all the SU-76s, well, a good chunk of them over here, and the good chunk were also kind of over there and kind of fell back, so yeah. Yavert's slowly making a push over here, and at least we retook this area. King Tiger's like up here like, I'm going to hold this spot. I don't care what you do. Unfortunately, I have my AT gun helping in case they flank with armor, and my Panzerstrike forces are pushing up trying to, oh no, this is my brother, sorry. My brother's Panzerstrike forces moving up trying to decap some more points. Trying to help cut off some more resources, which is always a huge plus. This guy still has more airstrikes. I'm really surprised, again, that he's not going for our HQs. Because that's the big thing. I also find that they kept trying to do... The airstrikes and assaults they did were only in this sector. Like, right here, they didn't really try to do, like, a big armor push this way. They kept trying to do this weird thing where they pushed this way. And it kept backfiring on them. Anyway, so we can see here the SU-76 is swarming throughout the battlefield, and we can see here that we could see like, okay, all their armor's over here, and then they have some over here, but middle is pretty much open. I believe that was an airstrike that just went down. Kind of hurt his own men a little bit. I really wish they made the planes more powerful. I missed the day in which I yelled and screamed at the RNG gods for taking away an IS-2 because a plane crashed into it at full health. I missed that day. You complain about stuff, but then it's like, well, I liked it when the enemy had to deal with that as well. Oh well. King Tiger moving up, trying to help clear it. Doing a pretty good job. They have to move back a lot of stuff. Again, King is great because, again, armor penetration, you need, it's more variable with this compared to a normal Tiger, which pretty much you can guarantee at penetrating a Tiger with enough firepower. This is a lot more varied. Panzerstrike coming in doing a little bit of damage, not really all that much, if any. King Tiger on standby. Look here, again, he has his SU-76s pretty much divided, and he still has a ton. At this point, he's all SU-76s, and this is what I mean. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. He has 10. He can call in more if he wants to. I mean, luckily we decapped their fuel, which kind of stopped him a little bit. But he can call in more if he really wanted to. But no, he's calling in engineers to help repair his men. Kenworth on standby in case they push up armor. And we have our tanks here just in case they push here. For Kenworth, just in case they push up right there. Wondering why I didn't fire, I can't see it. And if Kenworth right there. Don't care if you have a centaur. For Kenworth will just, you know, enough firepower. He'll kill it. Don't have to worry. Push here with the Firefly kind of backfired on. Oh, was that a fire? I think it was a Firefly. Yeah, it was a Firefly. So now at this point, we're kind of just like slowly pushing them back. Slowly doing some more decisive blows. We have a lot of heavy armor. We retook this center. We have mid. They're kind of trying to retake mid. They did. Oh wow, yeah, they did fire. They did rockets at a King Tiger. Luckily, mine's still alive. But unfortunately, I think my. No, wait, whose was this? That was a King Tiger, and that was owned by. Maybe that was me. Maybe that was my other King. I got 2 King Tigers. And you may be wondering, oh, isn't that cheating? No, King, for whatever reason, King Tiger doesn't count as a heavy tank. Or if it is, but you can build 2. So I built a second one, put it there. 5-star Stuka, really, really nice. They're kind of just like all over the place. I feel like they're now just redistributing resources. And by the way, once again, just scary the amount of tanks moving across the battlefield. Again, it's like, oh. Yeah, they have a lot of tanks. Yavert holding down this area, putting bunkers, having MGs. Really just trying to fortify. And he's sending just like... Okay, I like this strategy of just like, okay, if you focus on armor, going anvil and then focusing on Royal Engineers, I kind of like. Because again, the infantry actually has some decent weapons. They don't have necessarily the best armor unless ranked up, but whatever. They have some good units. Nice Panzerwerfer for deflecting their ability to retreat. That's pretty good. We have a Churchill over here. Infantry, not armor. So we can't really do all that much. Nice grenade, though, killing one of my men. Getting the play grenade outside. Pretty smart. Unfortunately, I'm like trying to kill with the Panzer Strike. And I'm like, okay, should probably retreat. Luckily, the Command Panther is like, I don't care what you're doing. It's like, you can't kill me, I'm just going to keep fighting. Well, and then the army of SU-76s pop up. And I really don't know if this is the detriment of the enemy team, or one of the pros of the enemy team. But they have this army, and I don't know, they haven't really used it very much to full capacity. Like over here, that was kind of available, but I don't know. You would figure that they would use it more often. We have a bombing strike here. Once again, not killing this. In a weird position, we just moved our stuff out of the way, and most of our men are up near the front over here. They're not here, so I don't really know. Again, they're doing these constant bombing runs right here, and I think they're missing the point. I think they're just, yeah, missing the point's a great way to state it. Anyway, now they're like, okay, let's move up the SU-76s, and I feel like he has a great power, but he doesn't know how to reasonably use it. Because he has all the SU-76s, but he just walked them into a Panzerschreck field, and a lot of them and some of them died. And now he's falling back and trying to repair them. So he has like some of them are injured, but some of them could still be in the fight. And the Churchill could easily kill the infantry if they, if he wanted to. And then he can move up the SU-76s and fight this. But I feel like I feel like this might be the wrong map for this, or just he's using it improperly. Because he could kill this Tiger easily with it, but I don't know. He's going to focus them through this narrow field. Like a conga line of sorts. I mean, don't get me wrong, they're all going to fire at will. Some of them won't puncture, because again, actually, I wonder, does he have any pens with it? They're all SU-76. Okay, yeah, they are. So yeah, he designed this to be go after that. Luckily, Stuka Strike down the middle helps kill some of them, helps damage the rest. Pen Strike Force is still here. Did they kill any of them? I think maybe one. SU-76 is trying to push up. Luckily, I'm like, alright. I'm done with... my brother's like, I'm done with this. King Tiger, move up. Start owning him. Yeah. Over here, they did like a last temp assault. Really lost a lot of their men. But yeah, it's just like, what's the point of this if you're not really going to use it all that well? Also, like, alright, let's try to hit the SU-76s. I was trying to hit him here. You can see them like trying to charge against the King Tiger. It's working, but he's not capturing anything. He's not doing anything with it. And then the game quits. It ends because, again, we win by victory points. Because, again, we took these points and we made sure... Oh, I love the commando thing coming in. It's like, no, sorry. The Panther's just going to run over your forces. So that's weird. Yeah, never really call this in. You can call it in a placement, whatever. But don't try calling in your forces. And then Gavert just held this area without, like, really much contention. I mean, like, some armor contention, but he was able to hold it back. But honestly, I just questioned this. Like, this is the big what the fuck moment. Overall, I feel like I should have had better use of my Sturm Tigers. I feel like the Yavert and my brother should have had better, like, mine sweeping earlier. I mean, he has it now, but I feel like that way they lost a lot of armor because they ran over mines without sweeping through, and I feel like that's something they should have really adapted on. And yeah, and I also think the Allies over here really, instead of focusing on consistent bombing runs right here and armor assaults here, maybe try this way. It's more open, and maybe you could get farther, or maybe mid. Like, or maybe try to go for vital resources. But they didn't really do that, which I feel like, you know, was a big detriment to the game. Overall, my brother and I did the best. I got most damage and kills. Again, Stuka kind of helped with that. We look at personal. Wait, actually. Yeah, this is, AT gun, not half bad. Who's that on? Yeah, that's Child Puncher. My brother's best unit was the Volksgrenadiers. Again, with the Panzerschrecks, they can do a lot of damage against armor, and especially having so many SU-76s, it's just easy pickings. I love this. Verkenwerfer besting on my field, 22,000 damage. I love that. Love that for Verkenwerfer, 22,000. Oh boy. And then Exterminator, Stuka, King Tiger also took a lot of hits, but was able to keep on coming. And Paz, aka Moon, let's see, Pack 12,000. Verkenwerfer beat a Pack. That's pretty funny in my book. And yeah, Tiger took a ton of damage, but I was able to just keep on coming. But yeah, that's game. I want to thank you guys for watching. Hope you guys enjoyed, and see you next time.